Hey YouTube, how you going? Again, another different video for another different day. As you may have kind of gathered from my blog and website and everything, my life's changed a lot over the last 12 months, going back maybe 2 years as well. And as a result, I thought I'd offer what I consider not your typical New Year's resolutions. So number one is quit your job. I reckon in Western society, at least half, if not more, people go to work every day hating what they do and wishing they had a different job. And when you think about it, you work 5 days a week, typically. Some people work more, some people work less, but just on average, most people work 5 days a week. And then you've only got 2 days on the weekend to do stuff you like. However, most people are getting up early, they're working late, doing a job they hate, and they're so buggered at the weekend, all they want to do is sleep and rest. And as a result, you never actually live life. You spend all your time chained to a desk doing things you don't like for a boss who maybe doesn't even kind of give you recognition or notice what you're doing. And, some people spend 10, 15, 20 years in a job. And at the end of the day, do you really want to look back and go, gee, I just wasted 20 years of my life doing a job that I hated? So if you hate your job, do something you love. If you love skydiving, go and become a skydiving instructor. I don't know, just whatever it is you love, go and do it. A couple of years ago, I used to be really concerned about money. I did want to kind of live a corporate life and, earn big money, I guess, in essence. But I'm very fortunate in that I'm still quite young and I realised that money's not really important to me anymore. In terms of the list of things that I consider important, it's what I love doing, my passions, my sport, spending time with friends and family, everything like that. Now, I'm not going to say, obviously, money's not important at all and just kind of who cares about it, because, obviously we've all got to live, we've all got to eat, but you can get by with a lot less than, most people realise. And I mean, one example, it was probably, about four years ago now, I actually quit a job because I wanted to play soccer. I got into the job thinking I liked it. I was fortunate enough to get another job offer that allowed me to go from having to work on the weekend to just working Monday to Friday, and that allowed me to play soccer. And when I first got this job, the first job, I thought, I won't miss soccer that much, it's not a big deal. I do like it, but, I'll just have to live with it. Anyway, I was a real soccer nut, still am to a degree. And I just hated it. I was like, I'm working all these weekends. I have like one weekday off and the Sunday, but no one's around to do anything. And I was just bored. So I left my job to do what I love. And that's what I think a lot of other people need to do. And I guess the second resolution on from that and kind of tied into that kind of money thing is stop buying shit you don't need with money you don't have to impress people you don't actually like. If you did that, you'd find that you have enough money to live a good life anyway, without worrying about things. But you look at people and, they've got to go and buy designer clothes, or, their neighbour gets a new car, so they want to get a new car, or they've got to have a house that's like 3 times too big for what they and their family need. And you add up all this stuff and it's just wasted money. Like, you're just wasting this money on shit you don't actually need. And what does it really bring you? I mean, sure, it's cool when you drive into your driveway and you got a new car and your neighbour comes across and goes, oh, gee, that's great. But he does that once and then it's over. And then, you got all the maintenance costs and running costs and, if it's an expensive car, all that stuff costs more for insurance, more, just drains money essentially. But you can apply that across a whole heap of other products. You know what I mean? So, I guess those kind of two are linked. If you actually quit your job and got something that you like doing, and then stop wasting your money on crap you don't need, or that doesn't, do anything for you, like a car essentially just gets you from A to B. Why does it need to, be some super fancy, cool thing? You're going to find that your life's a lot more rewarding. And the third resolution that I've got for you is to spend that extra money on your passions, your hobbies, things you love doing. As I said before, money, I don't think, I wouldn't say, oh, money's not important at all, because it is. We do need money to do things. I need money to do my obstacle races, to travel to World's Toughest Mudder, and all that kind of thing. But I don't let it consume me, and I don't work now to buy crap that I don't want. I believe in experiences and spending money on things that are going to make me happy and are going to give me, something that I can't, give me a feeling or something that I can't get from an object. So that's kind of like travel. I'd much rather spend money traveling than on a new car. I'd much rather spend money playing soccer, going rock climbing, going to World's Toughest Mudder, all these experiences. Because at the end of the day, when you're 80 years old and you're talking to your grandkids, you're not going to say, back when I was 30 years old, I bought this really nice Mercedes-Benz and it was the best car I ever had. Like, who's going to say that? Most people are going to say, back when I was a young lad, I went and travelled and we went to South Africa or we went to America or we travelled Europe with a bunch of mates and we had a great time. And you relate, to the younger generation. Your grandson might be planning a similar trip. You're not going to say, oh, well, like I said, I bought this car and it was so cool. Like, everyone's just going to look at you and go, well, yeah, that was like 50 years ago, but who cares? So that's kind of resolution number 3. And as you can see, they're all kind of tied in. So I really, really, really believe in getting people to do things that they love. If you don't love what you're doing, then you're doing the wrong thing. And don't put off your hobbies and your passions for later in life. Like if you, want to make, want to make model cars or model aeroplanes or whatever it is. Don't go, oh, I'll do that next year. Because next year you'll say, oh, I'll do it next year. And then before you know it, you've gone 10 years and you haven't made one single model car. And then you're like, now I can't do it because I'm too old, or I've got other responsibilities, or I don't, I've got this big house that I don't really need, and I'm paying all this money for a mortgage, so I can't spare, like the 20 or 30 bucks a week to buy a model to build. And like, what's the point in that? Again, like, no one. There was actually a really, really good. It was a book, I think, and this nurse who worked in palliative care, caring for people just before they were going to die. She put together a collection of stories, or collection of summaries, I guess, of what most people, or the majority of people, kind of said on their deathbed. And just to kind of cut a long story short, no one said they wish they worked more. Most people said they wish they travelled more, spend more time with family and friends, do things that they love. And, this is coming from people who, all ages, maybe they were 30 and they unfortunately had cancer. Maybe they lived a long life and they were 80, 85, 90. But, that their life, obviously, for whatever reason, was coming to an end. And this nurse put all these things together to kind of show people that, life is relatively short. So, do things that you love. It's that simple. And your life will be a lot more rewarding. Once you start doing things you love, you won't be kind of thinking, oh, gee, I don't have money to buy that thing that I don't really need. You'll be thinking, wow, what a great weekend I had playing soccer with my mates. Or how good was it to go for a 4-hour bushwalk and get out and see nature. Or how good was it to actually spend a weekend with my kids instead of being so tired and shot from work that, we just laid around home watching crappy movies on TV. So that's my New Year's resolutions for everyone. Let us know what you think. I'm going to put out another video on kind of maybe my resolutions or resolutions for obstacle racing, because obviously that's a bit of the focus of the channel. But let us know your thoughts. Please subscribe, comment and share this video. It'll be great. Thanks very much. Bye.